All these cool dimensions out there that we don't talk about enough. Okay, so anyway, volume is three-dimensional. So we have a prism, and they give you the polynomial, which represents the volume, and they give you x plus 3 as maybe the length, and 2x minus 4 as maybe the width, and they're wondering what is the height. Okay, so you know to get volume, it's length times width times height. I gotta pause on that. Divided by 2 times 1/2 or divided by 2, however you want to look at it. And that is a formula. And like on the SAT, they give you those geometry formulas. So if it was just a box or a rectangular prism, it would be length times width times height. But since it's a box cut in half, making it a triangle, you do that times half. I don't know what that dot is. Okay, so anyway, so they did x plus 3, 2x minus 4 times some question mark, we don't know, times 1/2, and they got this whole polynomial. So what are we gonna do? What can we do to figure out that third factor? We know two factors. What can we do to find the third factor? What did you do? There's definitely some division required here. So let's go ahead. I think the easiest approach here. Let's take the x plus 3. Set it equal to 0. Solve it. We get x equals negative 3. And let's do some synthetic division. That's what we've been working on anyway, right? We'll put negative 3 outside the box. And we have 2, negative 5, negative 19, 42. So I'm going to pause, set up the problem for you. Go ahead and do your synthetic division. Let's see what you get out, and we'll go from there. Oh, you did? So you didn't do it right. You heard me. Yours is also 3.5 somewhere. If you solve it, you get 7 over 2, right? Is it 2x minus 7? Yeah, make that plus over. Yeah. How's it going? Yeah, you finished? Oh, what'd you get? Is it complicated? 14. And then that 42. 0. Boom, boom. It's a factor, as we already knew. It was listed as a factor, so we knew it was a factor. All right, so this was x to the third, so this is x squared. So this is 2x squared minus 11x plus 14. So I've been kind of alluding to this all along, but sometimes you're asked to continue factoring after that. So right now, we're going to factor this quadratic using the A times C method. Okay? See if you can remember that. A times C, that means we do 2 times 14 is 28. What multiplies to 28 and adds to negative 11? And you write it in the middle. Negative 7 times negative 4. That's what you said, Mantra? Negative 7 minus 4. Okay. Pick your numbers. Negative 7 and negative 4. And then this is where a lot of times we forget the next step. But since it's A times C method, you write the 2x squared. Then you put, I'm going to put the 4 first. Then the 7. And I end with the 14. So as a reminder, A times C method means you keep the first, you keep the last, and you rewrite the middle. And then do your factor by grouping. You do it 2 at a time. Take out a GCF. So Kevin, what did you do? You did not get it. Well, oh. Okay, so I'm taking the 2x out, and I get x minus 2. Take a negative 7. These both have negative 7 in them. Well, 7, they both divide by 7. And when the third one's negative, we take a negative out. So that makes 14 divided by negative 7, negative 2. The numbers in front match. And we get 2x minus 7 and x minus 2. Okay. So now these are done being factored. You can't factor anymore. So our factored form is x plus 3 times 2x minus 7 times x minus 2. If we put a 1 half in here, no, it's the volume. Where's the 1 half? It's in there. So this is the answer. The answer is 2x minus 7. And this one is multiplied by 2. We're going to say 2x minus 4 up there. Yeah. That one represents the 2x minus 4. And the answer is 2x minus 7, which is also written as x minus 3.5. Same thing. Isn't 2x minus 7 what you had over here? Yeah, but you had a remainder. Yeah. That's a complicated question. I just don't know where the 2x minus 4, why it's doubled there, and why I only have x minus 2 left. Either way, this is our process. You start, if you have a third degree and you're given a factor, you start with synthetic, and then you factor the quadratic if possible. And it gives you your three factors. The one we're missing here is 2x minus 7. Yeah, but they wouldn't
Unless you make that one negative 3.
Yeah, I can look up the whole. Like, I saw the answer and I can look it up. Anyway, let's move on. Let's check your answers from yesterday. I do want to talk about the word problems a little bit. But first you can just check the first few. 23 is 37. So in your first four that were not word problems, hopefully you got some of those right. 37, 13, 11, and then 85/8 for the fraction problem. I got the words. I got 37.
Yeah. For the first one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I found that. Yes, because I looked it up. I looked up how many people are really important because I got 2, 4, and then. All right, let's look at the work for 23. Check that out. And then we're going to talk about these word problems. We had to grab a calculator on them. There's weird decimals involved. All right, let's look at this. From 2010 to 2018, the population and hundreds of people of Puerto Rican or origin in Florida is modeled here. How do they know? How do they come up with this? Right? It's yes, they do a census, they take a poll, and then they have the years down here, and then they look at how the data is changing. They put a line in there. They do something called regression, probably using software for the most part, and it pops out an x to the third. This curve that models the Puerto Rican population growth it models a cubic curve, not a quadratic curve. It's not linear. It's not the same amount. It's not exponential. It's a cubic curve. So I looked it up and it was pretty accurate. No, I don't see your work. Oh, I saw the beginning of it. I didn't see all of it. I didn't see these. You were working on it still when I was walking around. Okay, just get it out. I don't mind looking it over again. All right, so we put our decimals in here, go through the whole process. If you got 11,000, very good job. It's just that it says that it's in hundreds. So when you move the decimal 2 places over, it's 1.1 million. It's way higher now, I think, but it's been 6 more years. So they can predict. There's a prediction in like 50 more years. 25% of us will all be a little bit Latino. All right, let's look at this other word problem with the challenging decimals. Like I don't even have the word here. The profit P in millions earned by a company. Okay, so what was the answer for 28? Oh, I just wanted to talk about this. So many students got kind of lost in why they showed this. Don't worry about it. This just means that it only worked for 6 years. So it's a limited domain, X years since 2014. This pretty much states that after 2020, this is not the business model anymore. The profits changed. So they accepted this profit model for these 6 years, and then something changed in their business, and they no longer used it. So when you put 4 through the whole process, you get $2.1 million out. Pretty good job for that company. Now I want to look at 30. Remember that remainders are y values. So it says the remainder is -15. What is k? So you look on the line, find where y is -15, and identify the x value. So if they're giving you a picture, they're giving you the answer. It's not, you don't need to do the math. Remainder -15, and here it is at this point. The x value is -4 when the y value is -15. So the answer is -4. It says use the graph to determine the remainder. So for x plus 3, I solve it. I get -3. -3 is right on the x-axis. It's an intercept. The remainder would be 0. For +1, I solve it. I get x equals -1. I look at -1 again on the x-axis. The remainder is 0. The y value is the remainder. So this is like an SAT question here. Where did I do any math? No, it's understanding how to read a graph. So more of a reading comprehension, understanding a graph question than it is a real math. That's why You don't need a calculator. They're gonna let you use a calculator. So you're like gonna write the question in such a way you don't even need it. All right, who's got a question? What's gonna go more in depth than any of these? All right, today you guys have a handout. It's a review handout. Please don't write on it. Do it on your own paper. The important thing to know about this handout, at the very bottom, it tells you the quiz date after Thanksgiving. It's a Tuesday. I've decided, since it's a Tuesday after Thanksgiving, I'm going to allow it to be open note for everyone. Okay? You can't keep this because I just did a class set. But on quiz day, I will pass this out so you can match it with today's work. Okay, so the more you show your work on your paper, the more helpful it will be when you take the quiz after Thanksgiving. So kind of try to be diligent about your work and matching it to this handout so that it's helpful to you because you're not going to remember.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Alright, so it tells you what section it refers to. This is a review of everything we've done in chapter 4 so far. I'm going into something new tomorrow. Something new on Friday. So this is your moment to go back and try to recall what the heck we've been doing.